Greetings petrolheads and welcome to romrom.net, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing, and to the last race of the season of the Automobilista 2 Community Cup. As is been all the time, the fantastic camera work on these races is done by my co-commentator Prownage. Mate, how are you?
I'm doing good, sir. Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas to everyone.
Yeah, we don't have a one-horse sleigh here. They have a couple more horses, these sleighs.
Just a few hundred more.
Yeah. And if so, after the last race, just a heads up for everyone, the curb clippers won, and therefore if you look at the liveries of the cars of the curb clippers, you see they've been having a snail on all the races on their livery, and if you look very precisely on that snail right now, you'll see that it has a crown. See that crown? Yeah, exactly. So a very small detail, but something that of course they loved to put in because they have won the Community Cup. It's fantastic. Congratulations to them. They've been incredibly good, right?
Oh, the whole season, every single driver in the team has just been ridiculously consistent. They've been phenomenal to watch.
And they're even funny with their liveries.
I have enjoyed the livery design this year. There's been some great work put into the cars. It's like everyone's slowing down for their chance at a fast lap.
So as you all can see, we're doing something that nobody does ever. We're racing GT3s on Spa, but this being the last race of the season, we're not protesting. Spa is a great track anyway. We were commenting just before we started the stream that Spa, if you just drive around, is not a very difficult track. But if you race Spa at the speed that you can race Spa and that you should race Spa, it becomes a very technical track. I mean, of course, you have Eau Rouge, which is the mother of all curve combinations, but every part of Spa, if you're trying to be fast, is technical. You have to, while you are still in one of the corners, you already have to think, okay, how am I exiting it so that I enter the next corner the right way, etc., etc. So it's one to observe and to enjoy and to rejoice, and there is a good reason why so many people love to race Spa.
It's usually some fantastic racing goes on through Spa, especially down Radion Straight, coming into the braking zone of the chicane at the end there. Oh, someone's gone round there.
Yeah, and it was only millimeters before he would have taken that out.
Mike managed to avoid that quite well. Have a look and see what the curb clippers are doing.
Eesh.
A bit of a wobble there.
Right. Yeah. Going left and right and not in a good way. But yeah, thanks also to a very easy way of adding external liveries that Automobilista 2 offers. It's been a joy checking all the different liveries that these teams put on the completely different cars we've been having. Which was for you the most interesting race for whatever reason, Prawn?
Oh, No, that's a tough one actually. There've been some really interesting races.
So I like Daytona a lot, but the most interesting for me was Kyalami with the old Class A. I think it was German cars.
Yeah, I think Kyalami
those-
was probably mine actually.
Those cars are not easy to keep on track, and Kyalami, the modern Kyalami, is a fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great circuit.
By
There
the
were
way,
a couple of incidents that race as well. I think a couple of teams didn't finish at all.
Well, it's been. These guys are great at driving. These cars are very gentlemanly at driving, but hey, it's racing, and you sometimes end up kissing the wrong car for the wrong reason, and maybe.
Oh no, I don't think anyone was anything that was particularly anyone's fault. You know, there's a couple of racing
exactly.
a couple of mostly people pushing the car too far and putting themselves in the dirt and in the wall.
By the way, for this race, we have it from good source, namely the ones who programmed the race, that it's gonna start raining in the middle of the race, and therefore drivers are gonna go pit and get new tires. But so to speak, as soon as they've done that, no, not directly, but a while after that, it's gonna dry again, so we will most assuredly see changes in the tires from dry to wet and from wet to dry all over again. So drivers will have to have set up their pit stops accordingly, and their pit stop buttons and all that the way that is needed, so that they can change tires as needed as soon as they see drops forming.
It'll be interesting to see if the double pit affects anyone's particular strategy or anyone. If I don't think people are going to need to stop for fuel, are they? It's purely going to be tire stops.
Yeah. On the other hand, of course, if you know how your car handles that, you may want to start with less fuel and then change. But yeah, it's not always the best thing to do to change to refuel. Sometimes you just want to change tires and discard the refueling and have a full tank from the start on. It depends also on your style, because if your fuel tank is full from the start on and then keeps getting lighter and lighter, it's of course a different way of driving. So if you can get the setup of your car so that you can change it when the way is changing, then it's great, and sometimes it brings you completely off balance because you have new tires, but the balance of the car keeps getting different with every lap. So it's up to style mostly.
I mean, I suppose some of it as well comes down to the drivers and their hardware that they have available. You know, some people they'll be running some high-end gear where they can actually alter the diffs and the brake biases quite easily on the fly rather than through the games, in game.
And let's not forget, in Automobilista too, you can change the roll bar also. I don't know if it's also in the GT3 cars, but in some of the cars you can change the geometry of the roll bar when you are in the race.
Which is crazy.
By the way, question to everyone in the stream: is the sound okay? We expect so because we haven't changed anything, but still, sound okay for you all?
the RPM guys putting in some good laps.
Well, they may have lost the championship, but they don't want to lose this race. Is absolutely fine, then we are absolutely fine with it. Okay, mate.
So, go on board with us, man. J-turn.
Come on, Jim. You're on camera.
Give it the beans, Jim.
This first corner can be decisive already.
You got the power down nicely there.
Yeah. You have to be as near to the wall as you can so that you can get a great exit, so that you get good speeds to get into Eau Rouge. Get Eau Rouge right, you get Camel Street right, and so on and so forth. I am pretty sure that everyone watching has been driving Spa here and there in whatever sim they prefer. Oh no!
Oh dear, not the cleanest line through there, and he's gonna have to trash that lap. Maybe he can get back round in time for another flyer.
So you know we are on qualifying and race should start in some 3 minutes.
Should start at the end of qualifying, yeah, we should be okay.
And Spa not being the shortest track, roads, if you mess up one lap, it's a long way before you can start. It's very difficult to get a good rhythm at Spa because, well, you want to be fast and you want to take, and therefore you have to be very technical, and both together is something that we sim racers struggle. I know a lot of people who can be very fast, and I know of a lot of people who can be very technical, but both together, that's what divides the aliens from the humans.
Well, looks like Jim's made it. He's going to have a chance for another flyer.
Fast.
Very close to the wall there and got the power down very early. No lift, let's go. Oh, he lifted.
Well, I'm not gonna blame him.
Is Jim driving the Porsche? I think he is, isn't he? It can be twitchy on the back end. You do need to lift, I think, a little in the Porsche.
Porsche's twitchy on the back end?
Much cleaner.
Much better, yeah. Cool. Our throttle, exactly. Oh, brake at the back. Looks good, looks good. I hope that's not...
Into the curb.
Ah, no.
Ah, he's given.
Ah, what a pity.
That's a shame. Doing really well through there.
Yeah, but That's Spa. That's Spa. You're happy you just did the last corner right, and here comes the next corner. Right, we're gonna see.
Rocco getting a little bit of toe. Is he going to make it? Not quite. That's Hawkick, sorry, not Rocco, but yeah, he did really well to gain that bit of ground. I thought the toe would help him out. 7/10. Who's still out? Barry. I don't think Barry's on a fast lap here.
Well, in theory, nobody should be on a fast lap anymore, right?
No, it's possible people could just be finishing off. It looks like they've had to abandon the laps that they were on, or go doing a couple of starting practices, I guess. Very nice.
A freak, Rocco, Kick, PRC, RPM, AMSU. Whoa, where are the curb clippers? Not where we expect them, but in any case, of course, two Belgians. At least that's what they consider themselves on the first place.
It's a rolling start.
I'm surprised.
That's not a grid. That's.
Oh, I agree with you. I agree. No discussion here.
An
Rolling
interesting
start at
development.
Spa? Oh, yikes.
Either that or the game's just bugged out and not set up the grid properly. Definitely looks like a rolling start configuration to me.
Absolutely. Or Jim just was sleeping when we set it up. Would expect them to be discussing it right now. And asking themselves what is going on there.
They expect Jim to come and fill us in if it was unexpected.
Well, maybe he's trying to find out if and why it's unexpected, so...
Rolling start.
Oh well. I've also asked in their Discord what's going on.
Is it going to make them do a full parade lap, or is it going to release now?
Very good question.
We'll see. Is it? It's a lap.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like we've got a full formation lap for some reason. Interesting. Suppose we could have a nice little parade for the last event of the season. It's an awkward camera.
I see some drivers have their wipers on, but there is Maybe they just tested where the button for the wipers is.
Maybe this will change what lap everyone's expecting to come in for rain, though, won't it?
That's very possible, yes. I think the rain is gonna start on time and not on laps, so have to... I suppose they're gonna need around 2.5 minutes before they are back into start and end straight.
That looks so good, this camera angle and all the cars coming up and through. Let's have another one. I feel Nessie's like me in that they're much better at performing in the race than in the qualifying. Got Muggerty, who normally races for RPM, covering for Phoenix Racing tonight.
Goes to show that this is a gentleman's cup. Are mostly in there for the joy of the racing, and everything else is everything else.
So I really never, like, you know, there's been no bad blood come up from any of the races. There's been no vendettas. There's been no particular rivalries as such. No one's got salty. It's just been really good gentleman racing, and it's been really nice to watch.
There's been banter, of course, but banter is absolutely to be expected.
Oh yeah, it's just casual ribbing between races.
Exactly. Because where's the fun in just... Where's the fun in not poking fun of the others?
If we can get a good look at that snail there. Yeah, with the crown on the snail. I wonder what they're...
They're just playing around. They're just messing around to get the tires.
It's going to be a very, very, very interesting start. Well, how would you be playing this? Would you be going for the surprise launch, or... I think I'd be thinking about getting foot down a little bit.
I mean, that depends on how good you are at getting the first corner in La Source.
Yeah, that's very true. Here we go, they're coming around the last corner.
Oh, I'm getting a sinking, so I hope that...
yeah, it's gone, we're good.
And...
Rocco's pulled out to the side, taking that wider line.
Right, we're racing!
Got James from Mooney pulling up the inside. He's managed to take a position. Rocco is hot on the Toka2 Freak's bumper right there. Hawkick seems to be falling behind a little bit with Jamesy pulling up close behind him. Got the two drivers for Curb Clippers coming up close. Got an awful camera position there at the top of Rouge and Radion, but it's fine. Oh, are they going to go 3 wide down Kemmel?
Oh, you don't want to do that. At least not at the end of Camel.
Oh, they're doing it. Oh, down to 2 wide. Evil Noodle's holding that position. Carried a lot more speed through there than Mugridge managed to do. And Rocco's managed to pip Toka2 Freak into first. And Hawkick is right on Toka2 Freak's bumper now. James is even closer.
Let's not forget that anything that they do here will be also subject to however they have their cars set up for the rain and dry, so the dry rain dry sequence that's gonna be happening.
Quite the pack of cars coming through.
That's what we want. People racing against each other.
Looks like Rocco's managing to pull away.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But maybe he didn't put
full
that
fuel.
much fuel. Exactly.
It's a bold strategy.
Boy,
Oof, James there for Mooney GT going very, very hot through the corners. Staying in tight, he's going for the faster exit. Looks like he's going to take him.
Trying to get the draft.
Not quite close enough, but he's closed that gap up.
And that's for me the most difficult situation. When I'm behind somebody and I'm about to take the first corner.
Where's Talk 2 Freaks drops back into the pits?
Oh? I don't know. Was he having an issue with the tires?
Not sure. No idea. Starting to look really dark in them skies now, though. Surely it won't be long before the rain starts to come. Oh, James is pushing through a hard kick. Is he making it? We go too wide.
He's
made the move.
A little bit of contact, but nothing.
Nah, nothing you wouldn't expect in a GT3. Yeah. These cars are wide. And he's taken that position and he's starting to pull away. Maybe not as fast as he'd like, but he is managing it. Now we've got the KCSR pulling up fast behind Hawkick for RPM. Oh, thought they were going to have a little bumper touch there, but it looks like they're all good. They move down the grid. Let's look for some more action. Blank File and Bruce Law looking to make some ground, but see if they do a little bit of a draft and swap on the way through. Oh, there goes Matthews past Andy Bonner for an RT. Looked like he just yielded the position. I wonder if he's having car issues.
So I don't know why those cars went into pits, as there is no rain.
No, I'm not sure why Talk 2 Freaks pitted, because he's still got ridiculous pace. You know, he's just driving through the field now quite well. To see if he can take that position. Mike's quite a good defensive driver. He might put up a bit of a fight for him.
He got a drive-through is what I'm reading in the chat.
Oh dear, that's a shame. We didn't seem to jump the start though.
Yeah, but the rolling start is not quite there yet in Automobilista 2, and it's right. Sometimes it gives you a drive-through even if you don't deserve to get a drive-through.
Oh, Hawkett closing the ground quite well there, but he wasn't quite fast enough through the first few corners. Oh,
and it's costing him.
Clippers coming through.
Yeah.
Holding his position, yeah, a little bit of a bump, but he held it. He's still giving plenty of space. Still giving space. That was a bit aggressive there. That was a bit aggressive there. That was a Gran Turismo line.
That's not what we are accustomed to see.
No, that's not normal in here. I'm sure some words will be said about that one.
And seeing some activity there.
I wonder if Hawkick's managed to sustain some steering damage there. He hit the wall quite hard.
We'll have to see if he comes into pits.
See if we can get a fly pie. It doesn't look too severe on that side, so hopefully he's not taken too much damage. We've got Barry M, who's probably going to make a move here if he's feeling brave. Not this time. Closed up very quickly though. Got the power down nicely too. He's definitely got the run here. If he can make it through this like this to Kemmel, he'll be absolutely golden. Oh, I thought we were going to be brave and go too wide.
No, Rouge. Now is the moment where you
Pull the trigger.
You get a good exit on Eau Rouge and you get the draft, then can at least be inconvenient. Yeah. And if
lovely late braking move there.
Yes.
That was delicious. Excellent pass.
That's how you do it. A little bit of game of chicken, of course, but...
That's a great exit out of there. Is he going to push? Is he going to make the move? He's got to. He's there. He's got the ground.
Now again with the braking.
And then through he goes. Evil Noodle going backwards at this point. Have a look. Jim's gained a few positions, doing quite well. Oh, go on, Jim. That's a great line. Look at all the grip.
And
push, push.
Wonderful racing we're seeing.
Keep that draft, buddy. He's doing well. I'd like him to make the pass here.
It's a good place to make a pass. And we're seeing the first drops.
Look at all the overroad.
I'm pretty sure that Jim's gonna go into pits right here because he announced it. As soon as he sees the drops, he's going into pit and changing tires. What he was
why he's not pushing
advising
so hard
everybody else to do.
Corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Everyone pitting in now. It looks like Mr. Bump Smash has ignored the droplets and he's pushing another lap. Let's see how it pays off for him by following him for the whole lap.
Yeah, well, I mean, he may have missed the pits and the drops started falling too late for him.
Falling pretty heavy. He wasn't in first. He was not in first place. Rocco was in first and Rocco made it to the pit. Everyone above Rocco has chosen not to pit.
Let's see how how it pays out with them, because they do know when it starts to rain, it's gonna start raining heavily. So and Spa is not something that you do in 30 seconds. Like
it's already sliding. Look. Ooh.
Yeah. The rain is taking pace.
Oh, the track is already reflecting. That's a wet track right there. Oh, he's sliding.
Keeping your car on slicks on track is difficult. Now comes a very difficult part when you're on slicks.
Shift that way. Shift the way. Oh, just making it round, but it seemed very slow. Absolutely zero mechanical grip on the tyres right now. Let's see how Rocco's doing on his wet tyres. James is very close. Rocco must have taken fuel. Must have taken a longer pit stop and got fuel.
So here we see already the differences in the strategies.
Yeah, he's coming this lap.
It would be
Also coming in.
suicide.
Oh, it would be absolutely
Differently.
insane to try and push another lap on slicks here. So everyone above Rocco is now pulled into the pits. It looks like James has fallen back at some point. Must have slipped a braking point.
Show us a cockpit. Show us how a driver sees.
So yeah, well, there'll be a lot of spray coming down through the next section, so we can really see from this angle now.
Ooh. Yep.
And that's before they even get up to the higher speeds. I imagine. Yeah, I just thought Kemmel's going to be horrific at this point.
That's of course a good opportunity to gain some advantage.
It looks like pushing the extra lap worked in Sean's favour. The undercut didn't play out for everyone else. He's managed to push through. Oh.
And there we go, double spray on Kemmel Straight. Yeah, that's exactly what you want to have.
He's driving by the headlights and the white line at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see him getting out of the spray because bonkers. Oh yes.
Oh, missed his braking point in these wet tyres. Very easy to do. The track seems insanely slippery right now.
Also, let's remember that this is at the end of the day the Project Cars 2 way of treating water. That means water is gonna start building puddles. There is some mechanics in there where the water, even if it starts drying, it's gonna be piling up at some of the places and making it difficult to race, because you will have places where you have aquaplaning. Because
the inside line round these corners there, it looks so it's starting to build up really bad.
Yeah.
Not sure how long the rain's going to fall for either.
Not very long, if I understood. See, I think it stopped.
It looks like
already.
it's starting to slow down now. Yeah, it's still falling some, but not a lot.
The idea of Jim, when organizing this, was to just force people to change tires and to force people to drive on very bad conditions, and then decide, some small hit there, and then decide when is it dry enough to go into slicks again. Yeah, wonderful idea. I think it paid off quite well.
Yeah, definitely. Should make us an interesting race so far.
You can see it's not wet everywhere on the same way. That's the Project Cars 2 physics. I mean, the part of the physics of Project Cars 2 that was well done was this here. That's something that, as far as I know, Reza haven't touched to that one.
It looks like J-Turn's under a little bit of pressure coming through, going through La Source.
In real life, this would be a very scary thought for me. A wet...
Oh yeah, terrifying.
Wet or rouge? Yes. It's already scary enough when it's dry and sunny.
Files made a lot of ground up through there.
But you're saying those who stood out for one lap gained from it?
Yeah, it would appear so, yeah. Sean pitted in a lap later. Toka 2 Freaks gained a lot of spaces back. He pitted a lap later.
Some slight touch there.
Be
Nothing
very
ungentlemanly, something that can happen. accident, especially on wet conditions.
Yeah,
But still,
definitely. No malicious intent, purely accidental. It's that gap looking very, very tight.
great to see the spray from this camera.
Great corner exit. You can even see the trailing spray from the cars ahead. That looks amazing.
Yeah.
It looks like there's a lap time difference of about 15 seconds between the fastest dry times and the fastest wet times.
15 seconds, yikes.
15 seconds. Blank file manages to take J-turn through the last corner. It's like Jamesy's on his push for against Sean. Hawkick hasn't managed to make back many places at all, unfortunately, after getting pushed into the wall.
Or maybe his car is borked.
Either it is, or he's already taken an extended pit stop to repair it, and now he's just playing catch up. It was a shame because he was going to place quite high if he'd managed to keep that pace. Oh, we got heard unsportsmanlike conduct. Herb Clippers in dead last. That's like unheard of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just shows how wet conditions and everything can really affect, how people drive. Some people just cope.
And of course, two of the drivers who've been driving throughout the Community Cup could not make ready on holiday drives and so on. So
I think Rocco found maybe a can of nitrous somewhere because he's blown past James, and now he's gaining up on Sean. Unless James and Sean had an incident together.
I haven't seen anything, so. The cockpit is the last thing that.
I even see a dry line beginning to form yet either.
It's rained enough that I think we'll be waiting a while. I mean, not too much. I give it 3 to 5 minutes, and we're gonna start seeing it.
Rocco got a very, very good exit out at the top of the Rouge there. He's carried a lot of speed. Taking that pinched inside.
And there we go.
Hold the position. Oh, you gotta yield that, buddy. No way.
Yeah.
No way. That's appalling. Who is this guy who's turned up and started driving like this?
Cutting the corner and gaining advantage for sure.
But that's the same guy that hit Hawkick into the barrier coming through there.
Okay. A little bit too eager then.
It looks like he's yielded that.
Yeah, maybe he got some ping from the other guy.
Hopefully. Then we've got James from Mooney GT, who's still not even anywhere close to being out of this race. staying very close to the leading two. Further down, we got a battle between Evil Noodle and Mad Mike and J-Turn, all grouping together. See some on board and check out how this spray comes in. Very brave racing that close with this amount of spray. Oh!
Very brave racing, yeah.
Yeah. No, good on Mike for immediately yielding that position back and not taking any benefit from it.
Absolutely.
That's one of those moments where I would have pulled to the inside, like, you know, just so I didn't hit the other person.
Yeah, easier said than done, you know.
Deep, but yeah, absolutely.
And there's one moment when you lock the brakes and you want to pull inside, but your car is saying that it's decided to do things differently.
Looks like Rocco's got through clean and he's managed to pull a gap. James a second behind, Sean half a second behind him.
So interestingly enough, I would say that Camel is drying up.
It does seem to be kicking up a lot less spray now, doesn't it?
So in about... I mean, Camel is not the most difficult and not the one that needs to lose more water, but I think the whole track is drying up slowly but surely. Now comes the difficult but interesting decision of enough, at least a part, for me to change into slicks, or should I still be using the wet tires? When do I change into slicks? Blah blah blah. So bad exit and of course losing position. Like the lower part of Spa is still wet. After Eau Rouge it seems to dry. The high part is already drying up.
See where some of the battles are. These two seem to be jostling for position quite hard. Hawkick and J-Turn. Is Hawkick going to send it up the inside?
No.
He's had a look, he's done something, the two together.
But he didn't send it, he just took the chicane the right way, and he didn't dive.
It wasn't a dangerous overtake, no, it wasn't a dive bomb.
No.
Oh!
And
J-Turn responded, La Sauce.
Yeah. Nice, that's what we want to see.
You can really see how much it's starting to dry up now, the amount of spray being kicked up and the dry line starting to appear too. So at some point,
No.
at some point we might be seeing some people pitting in for slicks. Is that what Evil Noodle and Raptor are doing, do we think? Do we think they've been brave enough to pit in for slicks? That'd be incredibly brave at so early.
That would be very early for it. No,
oops!
And lost control there.
Mike sent it way too hard there and had a little bump with his teammate. It looks like Hawkick was unaffected, fortunately.
Well, again with the strategies, I mean, some waited one turn, one lap before they went into into pits and won a couple of seconds because of that. Others are trying to go already into dry tires and trying to win because of that. Don't think it's the right decision, but the timings will be showing us.
Well, at some point, Tucker 2 Freak managed to come flying past both Sean Perks and Jamesy, and then pull a 4-second gap out on them. So I've no idea what's happened down there while we've been watching the battle with J-Turn.
There's too many interesting battles to watch.
Yeah, there is. Got Loz starting to gain a lot of ground now.
Rocco into pits.
Looks like Rocco's coming, so it looks like everyone's
Yeah.
starting to think about it now.
Yeah.
Again, Tucker 2 stays out another lap.
And what a wonderful view of our wonderful logo.
Rom rom.
Yeah, half of the drivers now change their tires. Yeah, but I think I think it's the right decision, because you almost see no spray anymore.
Couple of areas where there's still bits of standing water from the look of that though. Oh, that looks
Well,
very wet coming down there.
Those are the areas you should remember when you're on slicks to avoid.
Yeah, just be careful coming through this bit. He's managing to gain a bit of ground, is Rocco, on Tucker 2 Freak, who's probably is struggling now, especially down this section of the track. It really is starting to look quite bright and dry down here.
Problem is that you can overheat your tires quite well, and if your tires are overheated, they don't have the grip that you expect them to have.
Rocco's gained, I think, 4 seconds on this lap since leaving the pits. Further down, we've got Glenn gaining on Evil Noodle. We've got Bruce Law looking at Andy Bonner. Oh, Chicken and Nessie having a little jostle coming down Kemmel. Oh,
No.
outbreak
too
themselves
late.
there. Far too late. In comes Tucker 2 Freak to get the slick tyres on. As Rocco comes flying round the sauce and
Yeah.
disappears. Yeah, pushing that extra lap really didn't play into his hands this time, unfortunately,
Well,
but he's got a stable second place there.
it was an interesting proposition.
Sometimes you just have to you have to go for the outlandish strategy. Sometimes it does pay off.
Exactly. And we are in the last 15 minutes of the last race of the first season of the Automobilista 2 Community Cup. I hope you on the other side of this broadcast are enjoying yourselves as much as we are, because as you can hear from our comments, we're having a blast, as we've been having for all the 6 races here, and hopefully we'll have for the next who knows how many races. Season 2 of Automobilista 2 Community Cup is already being thought about, and we will very surely be with it in the next year as soon as it starts, but that's something that we'll discuss next year.
I think we should get to select a race.
Haha, exactly. The commentators select a track and car combination. So if by that time the Adrenaline DLC from Reza has come out, which should have the Stadium Super Trucks, you know which cars I'm choosing.
The sprint cars?
The Stadium Super Trucks, of course.
Joking around. Oh dear.
Nürburgring, Nordschleife und Stadium Super Trucks.
I mean, I'd be down for that combo personally.
They were so much fun on Automobilista 1.
I'm thinking vintage touring cars around somewhere like Monaco.
All the Class A's that we saw in KLM.
Ooh.
Or even older.
James seems to have fallen back a couple of places after the pit stop. Gaining ground on Barry. Blank file's not too far behind that.
I mean, something that... let's see how the conversations between Reza and IndyCar go. And maybe we could have some real oval racing. Maybe the real Indianapolis 500.
Don't tease me.
I mean, they have Indianapolis in there. It's now part of Racing USA Part 3, and they have Indianapolis in Roval and oval configurations. And they already have the Indy cars, the old Indy cars in there. Don't call them Indy cars, but they still have them.
I feel like there's some level of awkward licensing there, you know, like how R Factor 2 has all the official licensing for Le Mans.
Yeah, no, not R Factor 2, but I know. Officially, the ones having the licenses are Motorsport Network, and they, of course, license to their software company, Motorsport Games. The other question is, where is Motorsport Games going to be next year?
And then the other thing is, I feel like iRacing has quite a lot of pull, because that's what they host the unofficial events on, isn't it?
We'll have to see. I'm just saying, we know that
I'm absolutely
racing...
hopeful. Just there's a lot of politics behind what's available and when, isn't there? It's not always as straightforward as, well, as fans have asked us for this.
Absolutely. I mean, we do know that Racing USA Part 4 is being planned. We do know that it's going to bring even more ovals.
Oh, I didn't know we were getting Racing USA Part 4. I thought Part 3
yes.
was... Is there going to be does that mean there's going to be a second Racing USA DLC, or is it all included as...
No, it's all... If you bought the Racing USA as a pack, you're going to get Racing USA Part 4 as part of that pack. If you bought the season pass, you're gonna get Racing USA. There's a couple of... I don't remember, I would have to look it up. We did 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we talked about the future of Automobilista 2 in our news, in our Sunday news. So if you go check